Okay, so we're gonna go over the work from yesterday. Now, I attempted to let you see this on your page, but it didn't work. So I'll have to figure out another way to do another example so that you can see. So if you ever open it up and there's already something written on it, it's probably because I've tried to give you the example, okay? Give you another example. All right, so here's what I would expect sort of you to do. If you want to type in the domain and range, on the keyboard are those little set notations. It looks like that. It's on your keys. I don't even know what number it is. It's above the bracket, kind of at the end of the P, okay? And so you can use those little things, that set notation. Use a set when you have a group of numbers. So your domain is a group of numbers. Now what you want to do, your domain is your X values, remember. And you always want to put them from least to greatest, and you shouldn't repeat any of them. All right, so for least to greatest, the most negative will be -2, then -1, then 0, 1, and 2. Those are the numbers that are used in the domain. The range are your Y values. There were only 3 in the Y here, a 0, 1, and a 2. Now, is this a function? Remember, what you're looking for is, does the X value repeat? We don't care if Y repeats, only if X repeats. Y not repeating makes it be something else, okay? So, X does not repeat, X does not repeat, X, X, X. None of the X values repeated. So this is a function, so I circled the yes, okay? Then in the next one, your domain would be, what are the X values that are used? 1 and 4. The range would be the Y values. -1, 1, -2, and 2. So -2, -1, 1, and 2 if you put them in order from least to greatest, okay? And is this a function? 1 is used how many times?
It's not a function.
Twice.
Right, because X repeats, right? It's used twice. The 1 is used twice and the 4 is used twice. So this is not a function. All right? All right, domain and range for this one. The domain are the X values. So -2, 3, 1, and 0. From least to greatest will be -2, 0, 1, and 3. 0, 1, 3. The range is 3, -2, 3, -2. So just -2 and 3. Is this a function? Was there any X value that repeated? No X value repeated, so it is a function. Okay? All right, next problems. All right. So the domain again will be your X values, 3, -2, 3, -2. So -2 and 3. I can already tell you, is this one a function?
No.
No, because the X values repeated. 3 was put with 2 different numbers and -2 was put with 2 different numbers. Your range would be -2, 3, 1, 0. So that would be -2, 0, 1, 0, 1, and 3. Okay. Now these are what's called a mapping. This is what's called a mapping. Hopefully you've seen this. If you had me in the 8th grade, I know you've seen this. Because we did this in the 8th grade. It's a mapping. This is your always first domain. This is always your range, okay? And so you're just looking to see if anything repeated. So they've already written the domain and range, so you don't have to rewrite it here. It's 1, 3, 5, and 7. Did anything repeat? Did any of the X values get used twice? No. So whoops.
It's a function.
So it is a function. X did not repeat, so it is a function. It's a little bit confusing there. Look at this problem. What happens with a 0?
It repeats.
It repeated. So this one is not a function. Okay? Very good. All right. Next. So I know this work looked like a lot, but really it's not too much to it. This one I told you right here, well, I tried to tell you, but I don't think y'all can see it. Just to think about these, you didn't necessarily have to answer them. Again, I'm sorry that you couldn't see my notes on here. But just think, is there a city that has 2 different zip codes? I don't think so. So that would be a function. Okay. What about this? Is there somebody who has the same last name but different first names?
Yes.
Well, yeah, everybody in my family has the same last name, right? What about a person and their birthday? Could there be a person that has 2 birthdays?
No.
Yeah, no, right? You almost want to say yes, because in your mind, though, you're thinking backwards. There's a bunch of people who have the same birthday as me, but that's not what it's asking. It's asking you, could one person have 2 birthdays? No, so it is a function, right? And then the state and the capital. Can one state have 2 capitals? No. So it would be a function. All right? Now, these are the ones I really wanted you to work on right here in the picture form. So you can just type the word function or the letter F on it, and then, or NF if it's not a function. This one's a function, remember? The rule is it can curve, it just can't curve underneath itself, because when it curves underneath itself, it means the X value repeated. So what about this one? Function or not a function? Function. Function.
Not a function.
It is a function.
It is a function. No line crosses it more than once, right? So this one is a function. All right, what about this one?
No, it's a function.
That's not a function, right?
Yeah, that's a function.
And the vertical line is the only line that won't be a function.
Yeah.
All right, this one is a function. And this one, what about this one?
No.
No, it crosses it twice when I draw that vertical line, so it is not a function. It curves under itself, so it's not gonna be a function.
Yes.
All right, everybody got those? Like to erase the board with my mask, I'm supposed to be wearing. All right, next. All right, function or not a function?
No difference.
Not a function, it curves under itself. What about this one?
Yes.
Function, this one?
Yes.
Function, this one?
Yes.
Function, this one? No, that X value is gonna have 2 different Y values that go with it. This X of -1's got a Y value here and a Y value here, so it's not a function. What about this one?
Yes.
Function. Okay. Everybody got those? Okay. Alright,
No difference.
yeah, this one right here, that's what causes the trouble, isn't it? None of the rest of them have the same X value, but those have the same X value, so not a function. What about this one?
No.
It curves, but it kind of curves under itself right there, doesn't it? So if I draw a line right here, it's gonna cross it more than one place. So that makes it be not a function. We just did one of those, it's a function,
No.
not a function.
Yes.
Well, almost. This part would be, and this part would be, right? But what about this part? All of those share that same X value, don't they?
That would be a function.
So this one is not a function, but only because of that piece right there. That vertical piece makes it not be a function. You see that?
Yes.
Alright, this one right here, this one curves, but it never curves back under itself, does it? So if I draw a line, it only crosses it, every line I draw only crosses it in one place. So this one is a function. And I think we got one more page of questions. Alright, there was some little code at the bottom you could unlock. I don't care if you unlock the code or not. I just wanted you to practice function or not a function. So right here, -2, -1, 0, 1, 2. Nothing repeated, did it? So function. -7, 3, 0, -2, 6, -6, 4. I don't think anything repeated, did it? So function. 4, -3, 9, 2, -4, 2, 2 and 2, right? That repeated with a different y value, so it is not a function. Right, does anything repeat here? 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Function. 5, -3, -1, 1, 3, 5. Nothing repeated, did it? So function. -2, -2, 2, 2. That repeated. So not a function. Alright, picture wise. Down here.
It is a function.
Yeah, nothing repeated, did it? So that one's a function. That's a line. As long as it's not vertical, it should be a function then. And what about this one? Not a function. Good. Good. Again, it looked like a lot of problems, but you're just writing function or not a function on all of those, okay? Alright, so now let's work on the second worksheet.
The graphing?
Yes, the graphing. So to do graphing, we did y equals mx plus b. Alright? Let me get over here and close this out. Y equals mx plus b. When you're doing that, remember it's the m is what's in front of the x, the b is what's at the very back.
So you want us to turn this on?
Yep, so if you haven't turned it in, go ahead and hit turn in right now. And then we're gonna look at the worksheet on graphing, so get it pulled up next. Open it with Cami. Okay, see again, I tried to show you how to do this, but you couldn't see it. So what I'm gonna do right now is I'm gonna delete what I did so that you can watch me do it from the beginning.
Yeah, this takes a long time.
Alright, so here's what I did first. First of all, I pull up a text box. I make my font big so it's easy to see, and I do it in a different color. Okay? Then I type in here and I wrote what M was and what B was. So M is equal to something, and then I'm gonna hit enter, and we'll come right down here and hit B is equal to something. So what is your slope
-2.
over 3? Yes, it's that whatever's in front of the x, so -2/3, so -2/3. Then your B is what's at the back. Don't forget this sign included right here, okay? So don't forget to include that sign, -2. Then what you wanna do is you wanna begin with B. So what I did is I come down here to the drawing, and then I clicked to 6. And that way when I tap my mouse button, what it's gonna do is it's gonna put a round circle at that point. So I don't have to worry about trying to color a circle. It'll just do a big thick circle right there. Alright, and then I'm gonna do them in green, okay? So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna go down 2 and put a dot. So my B of -2 means it's on this y-axis and it's down 2. So I just line it up and click it, and it shows me a green dot right there. Then I'm gonna use my slope and put another dot. So from that original dot, I'm gonna go down 2, 3 right. So I'm gonna go to my original dot, and from there I'm gonna count down 2, 1, 2, right 3, 1, 2, 3. And then I click it again, and that's the 2 dots that make my line. Now I can actually connect them with a dot. I can connect the dots with a line by using the auto shape here. So here's my line, and I can just draw a line. It don't have to be perfect. There it is. Okay? And then you can do the same thing on the rest of this worksheet, okay? So I'm not gonna go over all of these, but I did give you a hint down here, if you wanna look at that one. All right, now, Josh, wait just a minute before you leave. Okay, that's all of yesterday's homework. We're gonna do a quick new lesson for today. And then, you'll have a little bit of work for today as well. All right, I'm done.